need to beat on him anymore. But whatever. It's take two. And in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you break. The British are coming. The New England Patriots are coming. Welcome to Monday. Mongoose Monday. But we don't have the graphics. Go pay. So, what we're going to do is look at Abbey Road. Let's see if any of the remaining Beatles come clicking on by. Is this working? Ah, yes. The witch never showed yesterday, even though she said she was going to. I know. Mongoose Max, you're fixated on that. You shouldn't be thinking about that. That's negative stuff. You're making too big a deal out of it. You haven't just taken it. When you hear about it from somebody else, it's like, yeah. Stop talking about that. Point the finger. You're pointing back at you. Hey, but when it happens to you, it's a different story. It's like a ghost story. You know, you hear someone sees a ghost and they tell you the story. It's like, were you drinking? And then, but when it happens to you, it's like, I can't explain it. And then you forget about it. Then you go back to... Anyways, a lot of stuff in the news. So 7 people are dead. And 277 people are infected. That's just today. So, despite the political blah, 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 and what you feel about it, who cares? The thing's still out there. And those are Hawaiian numbers. It seems small, but that's huge. And no wonder not letting any people watch the UH game. Because that kind of stuff. But here's something even more. Here's that little bird. You know what? In California, there's Huntington Beach. And Huntington Beach got an oil spill. There's like a pipe 100 feet underground that's leaking oil underwater. So it's coming up, and Huntington Beach is getting filled with post-production gunk, goo, froth from oil, crude oil. Oh my dearest, that can't be good for the children. Oh, Buffy, Chad, get out of the water now. I did that once. I tried to go surfing in California. Little wetsuit sucked down. The wetsuit was like 3 times too small. I'm like this carrying the board. I got woof whistles from girls driving in the convertibles. It looked like girls. Anyway. I went surfing, didn't catch a single wave. I walked out of the water, cold as can be, stepped on something, and it was like a gunk of, it was like glue R underneath. It was stuck to the bottom of the insole of my foot. 144,000 gallons. But there's also something else we want to talk about just a little bit. It's called the Pandora, like as in Pandora's box. The Pandora Papers, isn't it? Yeah, Pandora Papers. You could be looking for this stuff. Okay, so it shows how the ultra rich and corporations maybe too, because they get together, and how they're hiding their money. So we're talking about shell corporations kind of hide the money. No one's really, it's just there to cover their little shell corporations and offshore accounts, that kind of stuff, right? So Pandora Papers, you'll want to check this out. Look at the little booby bird down there. These are all protected. This is one of the little babies is out there. They caw all night, like they were cawing this morning. Oh my God. The hell, it's like the freaking breeding fest going on over there, and they're fighting. It's right outside my window. It's right there. Right there. Right behind you. Anyways, so in the Pandora Papers, they're showing all these like wealthy people how they do it. So it's kind of going to be interesting. But one guy showed up in the Pandora Papers, and it was Russian President Putin. And so Putin points up because he bought a $4 million apartment for this like lady, this young lady, whatever. And she's like kind of like the farmer's daughter. And they're calling like, I am the farmer's daughter. And Putin's like, hey baby, guess what? I'm president of you know what? What? And so Putin, let's put Abbey Road over here. So Putin is like in the Pandora Papers because he bought a $4 million apartment. He bought the apartment after the woman gave birth to a daughter. So Putin has a love child. But here's the odd part. The girl, the young love child, is she's in her teens, right? She's a teenager now, and she looks a lot like daddy. She looks like Putin. Oh my god. Sorry, girl. Sorry. Anyways, Pandora Papers. Check it out. It's gonna be near you. And alright, let's keep going on. It's part 2. Okay, here's the headlines today. Road to repairs. Road to repairs. Maui's gonna have these ancient bridges. They're 100 years old. Yes, they are. Thumbnail. Thank you for your patience. They're 100 years old, and they're only supposed to last 75 years. And these are like old bridges. It's like the road to Hana, man. Have you ever done the road to Hana? I did that a little while back, man. It was a while back. My friend Brandon, he's from Alaska, and Captain Woody, who still does tours in Maui, Captain Woody. So me and Woody are in the backseat of this SUV. Brandon's in the front with his girlfriend. We're going on. It's like, it's Hana, road to Hana, road to Hana, road to Hana. Oh. It's just so much for special effects. Road to Hana, right? Oh. Road to Hana. So we're on the backseat. We're all gonna die. But it was fun. Then we all stopped, right? We took a little pit stop, pulled over to the side, and then we got out of the thing and everything. So we're just like, Monogous Max does not recommend mind-altering substances unless it's religious oriented. so we're out there, and then I saw this guy. There's this man. There's the waves, the ocean, giant waves coming in. They're rolling in, they're closing out. Boom. Big waves. And there's this land that goes out. It's not a pier, but it was thin, pointy, and way out in the distance, like this little house looked like maybe a little church. This guy gets out, he's walking up to the end, right to the ocean. And I'm like watching this because I have my camera to take some really hot pictures, right? Like, ooh, Hana, road to Hana. And the guy goes, it's the end of the road. And then this little pier looking jutty, whatever you call it. It's not a pier. Way out there. It's out at the end. He faces the ocean and he puts up his hands. So he's putting up his hands like this to the ocean. And the waves go away. I was like, what? He had his hands out like that. And the waves were gone. I was like, oh, take a picture. Let's get out of here. It's Kahuna Man. Or maybe he's like one of those holy guys. Maui. Road to Hana. So anyways, a little story time. Okay, now I think I got, did I get that thing going on? It better be. Oh, I better start that now. Oh shoot, I closed that out. Anyways, what I got here is the day. And if I can get this up, this is back in the day, okay? There's like mid-pack student, and they're like, oh, we're gonna go go to the mainland, so we gotta sell our stuff. 1977, right? 1977. So they're like, oh, look, here's a snowboard. It's made out of wood. Oh. And the guy selling and the guy buying it is like, English teachers, right? So they're, well, it has a little rosebud flavor, you know. I teach novel to film. I was gonna do that, but let's. Oh, there it is too. Ta-da! Here. Oh, I gotta do this though. Ta-da! There it is. Oh, look. Hey. Okay, I get just this thing where it's. Okay. That's so fun. Oh. God. So, let's do this. Okay, we'll go down this one. We're gonna show the sports back. You monster. Hey, the Kraken is rowdy. Okay, here we go. Tom Brady. Now, Tom Brady is a quarterback. He's a football guy. Here's the thing. There was a game where they played the Buccaneers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he's the quarterback, right? But 20 years before, the setup is 20 years before, or about 20-something years, he was playing for the New England Patriots, which the Buccaneers played that time. And they're going to play the home game. Well, home for him, but in a sense, because he used to be the quarterback for the Patriots for 20 years and 6 Super Bowl wins and all this kind of stuff. And so he comes back and he's on the other team, and he might switch too. So he's on the other team, he's been playing them for a while and doing well, and he wins. So the Buccaneers won. Yay! Isn't that right, Bucky? Yeah, that's right, baby. Argavasti, mateys. The Buccaneers won. And since the Buccaneers won, the fans are like, oh, because they're New England Patriot fans. And anyway, so a lot of smooching and everything, and COVID for all. Okay. So that was fun. Yeah. But I want to get to, if I can, I want to get to there's other stuff in the news and stuff like that, but of course, I like the trillion dollar infrastructure bill. And that's exactly why I want to go to let's hit it up, man. It's time for letters to the editor. Hey, that's not a letter to. What the heck? What's that? I don't know. Who's that guy? Stop. Oh, here we go. Letters to the editor. But first, why is he still head of the Postal Service? The Pumpkinhead previous president elected this guy to be head of the Postal Service because he was basically out to destroy the Postal Service so it wouldn't be a good Postal Service. So he's kind of ruining the Postal Service on purpose so you can't have mail-in ballots. That was the freaking scheme. But the guy's still head of the Postal Service. Why is he still head of the Postal Service? I don't know. So, okay. Just opinions, that's all. We're opinions, and we're all safe today. It's just opinions, that's all. Okay, we gotta do this here. Okay, one thing we're gonna do is skip this one. Because there's stuff that's a little bit more fun. Now, I can get this kind of over here, can I? Oh, man. Okay, here we go. Letters to the editor. Because smell opinions. Everyone's got one, yay! All kinds of science contradict one another. Science generally approximates the truth to a large degree of certainty. Certainty is always a problem, yes, in science. Oddly, when it comes to COVID-19, a plane goes overhead, there are all kinds of science. In Hawaii, fans are forbidden from attending the University of Hawaii football games because science says they could die. However, science also says no time to die. Sorry. That's gotta be a cop movie. However, Hawaii science also says the band may attend games because they won't die. No time to die. Michigan science, however, lets 100,000 fans, parenthetical plus the band and parenthetical, to football games without the threat of dying. Something about band. Hawaii science says Only vaccinated people are allowed in restaurants in groups no larger than 10. 11 promises death. Because it's the tipping point. Traveling in an airplane? Federal Aviation Administration science says 250 vaccinated or unvaccinated people sitting right next to each other for 6 hours is fine. There are all the examples above based in science. She blinded me with science. Of course not. She blinded him with, there are a bunch of clueless, self-idolizing politicians with dictator complexes creating science and truth out of very thin air. It's sad we let this happen. Mark Middleton. I don't know, Mark. You win the T-Rex Toenail Award. Where is it? I don't know. We'll have to find it again. Here. The T-Rex Toenail Award has a substitute. The bison horn. You win. Back to opinions for today. Skip the civil one. Okay, yeah, civil. If you don't do the Build Back Better program, we're all gonna have zombie apocalypse and it cost you more with the freaking riots instead of jail time. That's the gist of that one. Build Back Better. Fight about stopping socialism. For those not paying attention to the fight over the $3.5 trillion bill in Congress, it is actually a fight to save our country from outright socialism. Just communism is not socialism. Don't equate the two, but here we go with the fear porn and scare you. Congressional Progressive Caucus is nothing more than a cover for socialist advocates. Free tuition, free childcare, free healthcare, debt forgiveness, and universal income are all agenda items for socialism. Yeah, kinda. Social Security. Who's going to pay the hardworking people who do the right thing and earn their living and their possessions? Don't tax me. We have plenty of people not willing to work and accept the free benefits from government. Those freeloaders wanting the government cheese. This country needs more jobs and to get people back into full employment. I haven't missed a day of work in my life. I pay taxes, more taxes than you. Otherwise, there is a road to ruin and demise. James Roller Mililani. We value your opinion. And tea time for golfers. Who cares? It's tea time for Mussolini. It's tea with Mussolini. Responsible people should be protected. I learned that according to the Crisis Standards for Care Triage Allocation Framework, that I am responsible because I am over 65. It seems that youth is a tiebreaker for certain medical care in COVID-19 crises. I lose, even though I have had all my vaccinations and follow all the safety rules. The deal breaker should be this. Did this person get all the needed vaccinations as a responsible community member? Since those over 65 are disposable, the legislature should introduce a bill exempting us all from taxes, since we're worthless anyways. Laura Bowles. Why, look. That name looks awfully familiar. That might be in my high school graduating class, I think. Maybe I'm just... Okay, mongoose. Alright, nothing happening yet. Jesus. There's no one crossing Abbey Road, so we're gonna have to bid you goodbye. Because it's an octopus's garden in the shade. Find the scene change. Aloha, everybody. Aloha oi. Time to go. Aloha oi.